Game 2 of the 69 season, and I don't have a lot of time, so it's time to get this underway right away. It's the Detroit Red Wings on the road against the New York Rangers, and I don't even know if the Rangers netminder, so a bit of a false start there. Let's see, starting in goal for Detroit, it's Gump Worsley, and for the Rangers, it will be Glenn Hall. That's right, so a couple of veterans, about 70-some years between them at this point. And look at that, the goal of the game line proper will take the center ice there for the Rangers for the opening puck drop, which is going to be a 1-6 actually. So the opening puck drop, again, I got to try to get this done in a hurry, but it's going to be left wing here, Vic Hadfield, taking advantage of some rare opportunity here to be able to record in the living room in the afternoon. And so 24 seconds in, that's right, we got to look here. Hadfield, first of all, that's how you play this game. 4-9 for Vic Hadfield. Again, I'm going to go fast, and I wouldn't be entirely surprised if I make some mistakes here and there, but I'm going to have no less fun for it. And I should, if you're just checking this out for the first time, you want to know about the game Hockey Bones, I should hopefully give you at least a pretty good idea of how to play this game, and also how much fun this game can be. So I love just the puck movement and the player detail and everything. So Vic Hadfield there with a 4-9. That's a D7, but we look, the Rangers, they have a D8, and it's going to be equal to or greater than, which he doesn't have. That's intercepted. That's taken away. It's going to go to center Alex Delvecchio here. 24 seconds in. I'll try not to explain every play quite as much. So 48 there. I don't have time to do that. 1-9 there for Delvecchio on the 6. Looking at the defense there, that's going to be taken away as well. So good defense here early on for both these teams mutually. A minute 12 in, Jean Rattel here, the 4-5-1. And Rattel's 4-5-1, that doesn't pass automatically. He gets it across to Rod Gilbert. Gilbert here, the 6-4-1 at 136. 6-4-1 for Gilbert. And that's going to be first shot on goal here of the contest. Gilbert with a 6-4. So doesn't get good wood on that. Over to Gump Worsley. We look here for rebound control, 4-4. That's going to go back to the Rangers. Actually, good opening shift for them here at the 2-minute mark. Vic Hadfield, 4-8-6 is the roll for Hadfield. And is he okay is the question. So we get a play stoppage. We got to check on old Vic Hadfield is hurt. Opponent intimidation point 1 and 8. That is a table I don't have memorized. I don't like thinking about injuries much, though they happen in hockey. So Hadfield, let's see here. Hadfield. 1-8, so Hadfield is a -1. So just when I thought that I may be able to get away with playing this without using a dry erase marker, Vic Hadfield has to go ahead and get hurt. Ron Ellis was a casualty in the other game for Toronto. I've yet to roll his severity of injury, but Hadfield there with just a -1. The Rangers are going to change anyway, and I'm going to try to remember that, and I may not, that there's a -1 to some, though not all, of his abilities for this. It primarily comes down to passing and shooting. Anyway, in a power play +1, we'll kind of cancel that out. So let's just keep it simple here. We'll go with line 2s. And taking the face-off in, say, in the Rangers' end, it is 3-10-6 in the draw. And Cullen over from Boston. Boston couldn't protect them. Too many good players on the Bruins. And because Detroit drew New York for week 1, it does mean that Montreal has the privilege of facing Boston. So anyway, 3-10-6 again in the face-off. And I did say I'd try to hurry up with this one. It's going to be Gilles Tremblay. We'll cancel this here. 2:24 there. Gilles Tremblay with a 5-8. Tremblay drafted in 68 by New York. Montreal didn't protect him. So 5-8 here for Tremblay. And the 9, we look, that's going to be the second shot here of the game for the Rangers. The 2:12 in the shot. That's not quite good enough. So 5-8 we have there for Gump Worsley. 5-8 for Worsley. It goes to center. Center on Detroit, Ray Cullen. So Cullen here. Welcome to Detroit, Ray Cullen. It's going to be a 3-8 for Cullen here. 3-8-3. And that's going to be actually a penalty. So what is it with noobs and taking penalties? 3-6 here on Collins for the penalty. That is an odd 6, so it is just going to be a 2-minute minor. And let's see if he 1-2-1 misconducts. No. So Cullen's going to go to the box here for 2 minutes. And maybe I'll try this marker, actually. So I'll put this here on 4:48. So Detroit with the penalty kill, New York with the power play. Can't really come back with line 1. They'll leave on who they have on, I think. Also experimenting for New York, I have Lacombe and Pat Quinn. Paulford, Larry Jeffrey. Maybe I'll put Paulford on the point then. So yeah, Bob, he didn't really do too well that season offensively. I have Paulford and Larry Jeffrey here. And dressed, I can't turn around and pretend that I was going to dress Harper. So yeah, Paulford, Rod Sealing, and Larry Jeffrey. So maybe when it's when it goes to Lacombe, I'll have Lacombe on the point. Maybe when it goes to Lacombe, I will give it to Marshall instead. Their 20-goal scorer. That's fine. That works out. So anyway, it's 2-7 here and 2-7-5 the face-off. It will go 2-7 left defense from Francois Lacombe, the aforementioned Lacombe, and 3-12 here for Lacombe. So 3-12 in and 6-7-4 for Lacombe. That is shot with a possible rebound. That's a good way to start off a power play. 2-7 on the shot, not quite in range. Looked at the red 3. That goes to left wing Gilles Tremblay. And Tremblay here with oh, sorry, no, that's rolling to clear. That's right, rolling to clear. So they're definitely able to do that. So that's actually going to go to, we'll say Mahovlich out there shorthanded, because why not? It's too late now. So 3:36 here for Mahovlich, trying to eat some time here in the penalty kill. And the 2-6 for him, the D6. So that's actually going to be a shot here shorthanded. For Mahovlich, a 6-8, not a great shot to Glenn Hall. We look. And Hall here with a 3-8-3, had that roll earlier. 3-8-3. Hall's just going to hold on there in frustration at New York in the penalty kill, coming back his way. Anyway, so 4-6 there, 4-6-3 in the face-off in front of Glenn Hall. That's actually going to be one, but it says right defense from power play. I'm going to give the puck to Don Marshall. Here to the 4-minute mark, Don Marshall, 5-2-4 is the roll. And for him, H4. H4. So even on the power play, shot if home, but it would have to exceed the defense there. It's not going to, so that's going to go to 4 shorthanded. That will go to Al Arbour. And I should change it up, actually. Let's try to get somebody out there. And I think New York at this point as well. Eddie Joyal, who they got from Detroit. That's a little storyline there that I could mention but didn't. And Detroit will put their third line on. New York will come back with their first team with the compromised Vic Hadfield. And Al Arbour will roll his way to the bench here. 4:24. Power play is almost over anyway. So 6:10 here for Al Arbour. That's going to be a play stoppage. And that's stoppage anytime. Just double checking again. It's been a little while. So 24 seconds to go here. And we need to really drop the 3 for the face-off. 5-8 on the draw. That is going to be center power play as well. So Jean Martel wins it to himself here. 4:48 tail end of the power play. 2:11-4 for Jean Martel. And power play shot if on the goodness, I almost messed that up, but no, that's just going to be an automatic pass. So no time elapsed there. What was the red die? I'm just going to say Rattel passes it and gets it back. He's going to roll once more here. 3-5 this time. And 3-5, that's a shot automatically. That was another PPS. So Rattel here with a 6-10 after all that. And to a 1-8 to a Gump Worsley, we look, that's going to be frozen actually. So chance to face off in Detroit's end and a chance to maybe reconfigure here, realign. Let's go with New York's third line for the remainder of this. Detroit will leave on who they have on. And we'll keep the veteran blue liners out there for the blue shirts and red wings. So it's going to be a 6-6-1. That is right wing visitor this time, no longer a power play. Bobby Rousseau drafted by Detroit in 68 actually. 2-9-1 for Rousseau. And the D8, we look, he's going to be able to split and shoot. 5-12, all terrible shots thus far. Still getting warmed up. It's going to be a 4-5, 4-5. Someone switched their sticks out before the game. It goes to Harry Howell here at 5:36. Howell with a 5-7. And Howell 5-7 shot with a possible rebound. Howell, the initial is actually, wait, is that blocked? That is blocked actually. So to 3 to right wing, or sorry, Wojtowicz, not the right wing. So the 6-minute mark, here we go. 1-5-2 for Bobby Rousseau. 1-5-2 for Rousseau. That'll be a shot pretty much automatically. 3-7 on the shot. Not quite in range. Hall will be able to handle that. Mr. Goalie, 4-7 here. And 4-7 he holds on, which allows me to get another change in. So Detroit, let's come back with line 1 here. Parise, Alex Delvecchio, and Gordie Howe. They have Norm Ferguson actually in the sidelines to the Detroit Red Wings. That's a pretty dangerous weapon to have in one's back pocket in 69, 34 goals that season. So that just kind of shows you how stacked and talented this league is getting already. Anyway, it was a short shift for the Rangers, but whatever. In the partial power play, we'll let the line 2 take to the ice now here for them. Eddie Joyal to take the draw in the Rangers end. 2-10 on the face-off. And that is going to be won by home, actually. It's canceled. That goes to Delvecchio himself. So the veteran forward, the silver-haired Delvecchio here, the 6-5-3. 6-5-3 for Delvecchio. That is good. No, it's not a pass. That is going to be a shot on goal for Delvecchio, and that's tilted. Let me re-roll. 3-11 maybe if I move that back a little bit. So 3-11-6, not going to be in range anyway. To Hall we go here. 2-3-6 is the roll. And 4 Hall, that'll go back to Gary Bergman here at 648. Bergman with a 5-9. 5-9 for Bergman is H9 taken away. 1 center. Eddie Joyal here at 712. 1-7 for Joyal. 1-7-2 is going to be pass. Let me see inside pass bonus. They don't have it. That will go to right wing. Mr. Hockey here at 736. We got Mr. Hockey and Mr. Goalie in the game. It's 5-11-5 for Howe. And that'll be H9 taken away from Gordie Howe as well. That goes to left wing Joe Tremblay here at the 8-minute mark. 1-7-6 for Tremblay. 1-7-6. And again, they don't have the pass bonus. So kind of a useless shift there for both teams, both lines. And so New York's going to come back with their defensive line now. And of course, the veterans will switch off. And let's see here. That's... did I just double shift them? Possibly. Anyway, Gordie Howe to 824 here. Gordie Howe the 164. It's going to happen sometimes. They get a little more ice time anyway. That's a shot automatically for Mr. Hockey. Leaves the ice. 3-9 on the shot. No good. To Glenn Hall. We look here. Glenn Hall 5-8 is his response, which means it's going to be frozen. So Howe will head off. And there is a bird just outside the window. And that's awesome. I don't want to scare it away, actually. But probably I will roll the dice and it will. I almost want to stop recording this game, actually, and record... that bird that's in a bush right now, just outside. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is a pigeon. I like birds. I like pigeons. And this one is really going to town on some berries that are on our plant. Hopefully those are okay for it. And healthy. Probably better than some of the garbage that it would pick up off the street, though. Anyway, that's rather distracting. So I guess I've got a little winged audience there. That's a few feet away from me and this camera. Of course, behind glass. But wow. That is one bold, brave bird. I don't dare move near it, though. Don't want to scare it away. Anyway, try not to be too loud with my voice either. Okay, that's precious. Let's, so we're at 824 now, and let's change, right? Detroit, third line there. Yeah, let's get the Irvin O'Shea Rousseau. No. Let's go with line 2. 2 against 3. Mix up the matchups here a little bit. So the dice drop's not scaring that bird away. That is one brave pigeon. Anyway, right defenseman. So that's going to be Leo Boyven, visitor here, 848 for Boyven. And it's a 6-7-5 for his sake. That is shot with possible rebound. Them 7s. 1-6 for Boyven. That's just in his range to Glenn Hall. We look. Imagine Leo Boyven scoring the first goal of this game. He's done it. Leo Boyven. Over from New York, actually. So the former New York Ranger, again, drafted by New York in 68. Rumored that Montreal wanted him, and he didn't want to play for Montreal. So as these storylines develop in my head, Leo Boyven has scored here for Detroit. Let's get the exact time of the goal. And I don't want to shout and scare that bird away. 1-2, 1-2. It's going to be unassisted Leo Boyven. So probably just take away, and he just, fired it at Glenn Hall. And Hall, I wasn't expecting. It was caught unawares there. So 1-0 here. Leo Boyven unassisted. Time of the goal is going to be 4-7. 4-7, yeah, that's right. It's over here. So 4-7, 6 seconds. So I'm just going to add 6. I'm going to say at 8.5 minutes exactly. And we'll leave on who we have on anyway. The Rangers have their defensive line out there, and they only hit a partial shift earlier. So 3:10 here off the face-off at center ice. It goes to left wing home. Right? Yep. So, not Backstrom. Don Marshall here at 9:12. And that is the 2:10 there from Marshall. That pigeon's really not afraid of me at all. That's interesting. So 2:10 there for Marshall, and the 4, that's going to be taken away and go to 6. Center there. Ray Cullen here at 9:36, and that's tilted. I'm going to re-roll. So Cullen here, it's a 3-3 for Cullen here at 9:36, and the 10, that should be a shot. It is. Cullen here with a 5-10 here, 1-0 Detroit. That's not going to be a shot in range, though. 6-6. Does Hall give up the rebound? Kind of. Not a rebound shot, but Al Larder here at the 10-minute mark with a 4-8-2 for his sake, and that will be 2 taken away. 2-2, left wing here. Red 2. So Don Marshall will say has it, and the teams will change. Let's go back to Detroit's line 1. With Parise playing with Delvecchio and Howe instead of Mahovlich. Trying to mix things up there, Detroit is. And so Marshall will roll here 10-24. That's going to be 6-7. I try to coach equally hard for all the teams. 6-7-5. Been through it before. Don Marshall, they don't have pass bonus 5, so that will go to right defenseman Bob Wojtowicz. Marshall heads off. And you know what? Let's go best on best, I guess, for a shift. So Wojtowicz here at 10:48. That is a 5-5-2. And that will go, let's see here, 6. No, that's not going to get through. They'll go to 2 center here, Jean Martel here at 11-12, and that's a 4-8-5 for Jean Martel, and 4-8-5 for Martel at D7. We look here, and not able to penetrate, so that will go to Bergman. Tight blue line here for Detroit. If they can stay healthy this season, unlike last, it's going to be a 4-5 here for Bergman, the P4. We look, that can't be knocked down or intimidated. He sends it up to Alex Delvecchio here with a 12-minute mark. Delvecchio here with a 5-10-6. You can probably hear that pigeon fluttering, actually. So if he's going to town, like he doesn't even notice me, or she doesn't even notice me, but it's 5-10-6 there for Delvecchio. And P5, so he's just going to send it he'll hand it to oncoming center, actually, mid-change here. And let's give it to Ray Cullen. And for New York as well, maybe their second line will come out. And I realize Pip Martin, if you look and happen to see Pip Martin, he doesn't play the right side. I mentioned this in the other game. There's really a glut of good centers, at least in 69. And so some centers I have playing the wing. I'm not going to deduct them. I want best on best here. So Martin's in the wing and Joyelle is in the middle. Anyway, so Colin here to 12-24. That's a 1-4-5 for him, and that is a P4. So a lot of passing back and forth here. This benefits Detroit, I would imagine. So Dick Sarrazin with it now. And Sarrazin here to 12-48, 1-9 for him, and that is a P5 for him. So what was I just saying about passing? Sails it across to Ray Cullen, and Ray Cullen, that pigeon's still there. Ray Cullen, it's a 4-10-4 there for Cullen. And, oh my goodness, is Cullen okay? So we've had one minor injury in this game, and 3-2. Cullen's going to be fine. We'll have a face-off in Detroit's end here. 1-11 on the draw. He would have been fine in that role, but 1-11 on the face-off, so we go center. Actually, no, it's going to be home center. So former Red Wings, who was drafted in 68, for what it's worth. Eddie Joyelle here, 2-5-1. And Joyelle with a 2-5-1, the D8. That will actually equal 2 or greater than. So Joyelle fires with a 2-11. That's going to be another block in this game. So Detroit skaters getting their shins banged up here, the defense are. But at the 14-minute mark now, it's Gary Bergman with a 3-4, or Bob Wojtowicz, correct that, there was a 3-4-5. And 3-4, that's a P2, so he will complete the pass across to, we'll assume, mid-change there that Al Arbor will collect it. You know what? Let's roll on recently acquired in the draft, Dunk McCollum. We're going to roll in his card, but we will switch out to Arbor and Boyven. After that, maybe McCollum sneaks into short shift there. And let's go back to the Irvin O'Shea, Bobby Rousseau line here for the Detroit Red Wings. Again, really trying to mix up their top 9, which is really all they dress. New York as well will respond and counter with their third line here. So 14-24. And that is a brave pigeon. So 6-8-4. I love it too. 6-8-4 here for McCollum. And is McCollum fine? Is McCollum fine? The answer is no. And 2, I remember looking this up last game. I think this could, I guess for Detroit's sake, it is a player that wasn't going to figure into things as much. But so it continues. The storyline of Detroit's blue line and just having trouble staying uninjured. 1 opponent intimidation point on the ice, and White 2, yeah, he's gone. McCollum's sort of sound excited about that, but I mean, it's something. So McCollum's out for the game, and I guess we'll have a face-off. There's no penalty in the play or anything like that. We'll just have an angry Detroit Red Wings team, I guess. 4-7-2 in the face-off. Let's go to, that is left wing. Should McCollum have rolled to there? I'm going to put it to 14:48 anyway. I probably lagged 24 seconds at some point. Yes, little corrective measures like that from time to time. So 4-7-2 again. That'll be home left wing Don Marshall. Marshall to 15-12. That's going to be a 6-6-1 there for Marshall's sake to try to go a bit faster with this. Shot and goal at home, which he is. Marshall with the 1-6 in New York looking to tie. It goes over to Gump Worsley with the 4-6. And Worsley's going to make a huge save and hold on to it. So it means 1-0 hockey game here. It's going to be a 6-10-2 off that following face-off, which is going to be right defenseman A. Let's look here. This is going to be Leo Boyven. Leo Boyven here to 15-36, 1-7-2 for his sake. Goal scorer Leo Boyven. They're booing him here in New York. He left the team and he scored a goal on them. And he's got a shot with a possible rebound. Does his recent history repeat itself? The answer is no. The 2 that bounces off Glenn Hall back to Danny O'Shea. And Rangers defense try to scramble and clear, which the blue line does well. That will go to right wing Howie Hughes. Here at the 16-minute mark, Hughes now 1-7-2. And shot on goal and a rebound. Back the other way. Possible rebound, I should add. 5-2, not a good initial shot. That will go back to center Ralph Backstrom. And now it's the blue line of the Red Wings' turn to try and clear, which they're not able to. Backstrom here, the rebound shot, considering that modification, but not going to here. 4-4 wouldn't have been in Backstrom's range anyway. Didn't have many goals that season. So to Worsley, rather, we look here for rebound control, 6-3 for Worsley. That will go to the Detroit right wing. Red Wings right wing, Bobby Rousseau. Say that fast a few times. It's going to be with these new slippery plastic for the new cards for the new season. It's going to be, let's go back to New York's top line, I guess. And Detroit, maybe to mix things up, maybe to try to get no, we'll go back to Detroit's top line as well after Rousseau rolls. So 16-24 here. 6-10 here for Bobby Rousseau, and that's a shot of home, which he isn't, to the 6, to the right defenseman, Jim Nelson. And Howell and Nelson, somehow the veterans are out there. So we'll say Bergman and White, which again might be double shifting them. But yeah, let's do that anyway for the time being. Defense get a lot of ice time in this. So 16:48 here, Jim Nelson, 3-5 for his. Did I count that roll? I think so. Rousseau, right? He lost it. So 3-5 for Nelson. And 3-5 for Nelson, who might also be hurt now. Let's see, 1 intimidation point. I guess I just have to drop the 3. And he's going to be fine just barely. So let's have the face-off here. It's 5-6 in the face-off. That is left defenseman. So Harry Howell with it. Howell, who beat the crap out of Claude LaRose in another hockey game that I play. Anyway, one-sided fight that was. It's going to be a 4-8 here for Harry Howell with the D6. That will be taken away. That goes to left defenseman Gary. From Harry to Gary here. 17:36, 5-4-2. And 2, looking to complete the pass. He does. Up to left wing, Jean-Paul Parise. Swings it up to Parise here at the 18-minute mark with 6-6. And Parise's 6-6 means play stoppage, actually. So we'll get a usher in a change here. I should keep that on 18 or I'll screw up. So for the final shift of the period, you know what? I'm going to double shift the forwards and give them a little more ice time here, but we'll switch out the blue line. I might roll as well on maybe the likes of Paulford sealing a time or two. And Norm Ferguson as well for Detroit. Maybe Howie's not getting any younger, so maybe he'll sit and I'll roll on Ferguson's card for this. Do that to remind myself of that. Anyway, so it's going to be a 3-10 here. 3-10 in the faceoff goes to right. No, left wing. Left wing here, Vic Hadfield. Actually, Paulford, because Hadfield's a bit hurt. That's a storyline too. So 18-24 here. Paulford with a 5-4. And 5-4, is that a D9? No, that's a 7. Double checking here, though. 3-5-7. Yes, Paulford will have a shot on goal here. That's a bit tilted, though. I don't like that. I've already re-rolled a couple of times. Let's do it again. Paulford with a 1-9, but that's just out of his range. It wasn't a rebound or anything to Worsley. We look here, 3-8. Worsley's going to hold on. Close call there for him. And it's under his belly, and we get a face-off here in Detroit's end. It's going to be 3-8-6 here, and that will go to, let's see here, right defenseman home, Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn looking to stir things up here at 18:48 with a 4-10-3, and that is PF1. That's going to be intercepted, shot on goal back the other way, center, Alex Delvecchio. Delvecchio here with a 3-7 for him, not in his range. Glenn Hall, we look here, 5-4 for Glenn Hall, and that is going to actually the opposition center. Last minute of play of the first period with a 1-7-1 here for Delvecchio this time. And P4 Delvecchio, he's going to get it to Norm Ferguson. Ferguson here, 1936 with his first touch here. Welcome to the Eternal Six, Norm Ferguson. 6-7-6 for his sake. That's going to be shot with a possible rebound, 6-7. It's more of a shot pass. It careens off of Glenn Hall, bounces back to Jean-Paul Parise, but Lacombe and Quinn are on him like a dirty jersey. Anyway, 4-6 for the clear. Got to double check, though. Clearing with an 8. It's going to be screened down, so that's right. I'm looking at a 7, a 4-6. They just barely do it. So to the red 6 from Parise. That goes to Jean Rattel. Final roll here, the first frame, and that's going to be a 5-10-6 for Rattel's sake, which is a D5 taken away. So it doesn't really matter who it is. It is 1-0 Detroit after one period of play, and we'll start the second period here right away. So 2-6 or 2-8 rather in the opening draw. That goes to visitor center. Sure, it's Delvecchio first, and sure, it's, we're going to change the blue line, though. The defense pairs of the teams, and so that's not going to change the outcome of the roll, though that's still visitor center, so it is still Delvecchio here to 24 seconds. Delvecchio 1-5-2 this time, and is he okay? 2 intimidation points this time. Delvecchio is hurt, and that's 11. That's another rare white die roll. So, already in the season, oh dear. So Delvecchio, I thought this was in 2 places, but no, it's just the one that I have here. Sleeve. Delvecchio 2 and 11. So he's gone for the period. Okay. Detroit didn't dress an extra center, so they have to get creative here, and they don't have Pip Martin anymore. So, I guess, probably Norm Ferguson will have to take the face off. And I'll just try to remember that Delvecchio's gone for the frame. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to trust myself to. So, Delvecchio. For a second there, I thought that this wasn't rolling. Delvecchio will. I'll do this with him, and he's gone for the second period here, and maybe put a P on his card there, so I remember. Anyway, Delvecchio, he's gone back to the dressing room, and 24 seconds in only. So another face-off here. It's going to be 3-10 this time, and we've had that a few times before already, it feels like, but that'll be left wing Vic Hadfield. We'll have him roll here to the 48-second mark. He's not quite himself either in this one. 2-9 for Hadfield, though, trying to hide it. Automatic shot, he will be able to. 6-10, though, he fans on it. One has to wonder, maybe he was slashed in the wrist. And that goes to a 4-11 there. 4-11 for Gump Worsley. He will go to right wing here. Gordie Howe will give it to. And 1-12, because I'm going to assume Ferguson's on the ice right now in the center slot. Maybe Ron Murphy will slot in a little later instead. 4-8 here for Gordie Howe. Oh, my goodness. Holy crap. So I have to change the whole narration here. It's getting physical between the teams. We had a play stoppage. Howe, luckily, thankfully, is not hurt. But rough start to this second period. And with the 12 there, that's going to be 1-2. Right wing, not canceled out. So Gordie Howe here to minute 36. My goodness, 174 for Gordie Howe. And do they have a pass bonus for? The answer is no. That goes to Rod Gilbert. Gilbert here, Roger Bear with 3-8-3. 3-8-3 for him. Shot automatically for Gilbert. Shot automatically for Gilbert. 6-10 a week 1-2 Worsley. We look here, 6-8 for Worsley. Holds on to it anyway so that the teams can change. I'm not too worried about waiting on one team to change or anything like that. We'll just change the lines. And we'll go seconds out. All right, so 2 minutes in here, it's a 4-2. 4-2 on the face-off. Left defenseman looking, nope. The Al Arbor here, 224 Arbor. I think it's his first touch, maybe not. 6-9, probably wasn't. 6-9 for Arbor, play stoppage. I think it was actually. Al, play stoppage, Arbor. Strategic to have at least one or, a play stoppage, heavy defenseman or 3 on your team. That will be one again. 2 left wing, Frank Mahovlich this time here, 248. Mahovlich here with a 1-5-4. Detroit trying to spread out its scoring. Oh my goodness. So Frank Mahovlich, welcome to the list of casualties. Let's check here. 8. So Frank Mahovlich, you are, again, I don't have it memorized. I suspect this one isn't as bad as the injuries to Delvecchio and McCollum. New York is really doing a number in Detroit right now, though. So 2 opponent intimidation points and an 8. We have a -2. We have a -2. Frank -2 Mahovlich. So maybe that means I'll roll on Ron Murphy's card a little more from here on in. Mahovlich will stay in the game. And so we get a face-off here. Face-off, that's going to be a 1-9 this time. Right defenseman Pat Quinn. Quinn, who did it to Mahovlich. 3-12. They're cheering him somewhat sadistically here at the MSG. 1-4 here for Pat Quinn. That's not intercepted either. That will go. Actually, Quinn will hand it up to Martin, who passes it back at 3:36 here. Pat Quinn with the 3-8-1. Probably a penalty. Yep. Didn't I call it penalty? So let's roll for Quinn's penalties. They have to do the makeup call after he hurt Mahovlich. It's another 3-8. And does he have a miscondi? The answer is no, but Pat Quinn will head to the box here for a pair. And maybe I don't have to use the ink if I can just remember this. So it's probably not too early to do a change. So I think the Rangers will go to their third line to kill this penalty, try to kill this penalty, and maybe exclude Howie Hughes because he doesn't have the star. And then we'll come over to here and Detroit, obviously, again, Ferguson, unfortunately, will have to slot in. Well, you know what? Maybe Danny O'Shea, the center. And Ferguson will put on the point. And we'll go back to, we'll have Bergman and Ferguson out there for the manning the point. So it's going to be here 4-3. That is right wing A. So that should be, not canceled out or anything. So Mr. Hockey with it here to the 4-minute mark. And it's a 2-7 there for his sake, which will mean pass bonus. Do they have it? I don't think. That's not going to matter, though, is it? That's right. I have to be careful of that here in the power play. That should not. factor into it. So, or no, wait, no, that's just going to be automatically. So first pass, no time elapsed. What am I doing here? The 6 in the power play, so he's going to actually get it to Danny O'Shea. No time elapsed here, and Danny O'Shea with a 4-9. 4-9-2 for O'Shea. That is going to be another automatically. So automatically a shot will shake him through the tower there. 5-6, not a great shot for O'Shea. To Glenn Hall, we look here with a 6-10. Hall, who usurped the starter's position from Eddie Jackman there as it headed toward playoffs last season there. He won the starter's crease, the veteran Hall. Did a 6-10 here for Hall, and he's going to actually the center vacant position, so he'll freeze. Face off here again with a 5-8 this time. That is a center power play. So Danny O'Shea says that's me. Power play O'Shea on the power play here, 424 here with a 312. And for O'Shea 312, that is H. Oh, he's at home, though that's not going to matter. So 2-4 to 4, that will go to 4 left defenseman Harry Howell. And here at 448, Howell trying to eat some time. 4-8 is D6. No. So that's going to be taken away to 2 center or left defenseman rather. Bergman here, the 5-12 mark. 110 here for Bergman is going. Oh my goodness, though. They are blowing it here in this power play, and Howell has possession again here at the tail end of 5:36. We go. Howell 1-8-2 for him and a 9. That should be a shot on goal for Howell. It is. Howell with a 3-6. I think that it's not in range, but that's really not the point here. 6-10. They've killed the penalty and Gump Worsley will hold on to it, allowing me to breathe and change. I was so excited to get this started. I didn't even get coffee ready. So, oh boy. That's okay. That's okay. Had a nice iced coffee this morning. So let's go, I guess, to New York's second line now, probably, and maybe Detroit will counter with their third. Though O'Shea was just out there, so I'll roll on Ron Murphy's card for a change. Should it go to O'Shea? So that means that they're not going to be as good in the face-off circle, and this is a face-off in Detroit's end. 5-7 is the result. Visitor won it anyway, so Boyven here with it to the 6-minute mark. 3-5, Detroit down to 4 defensemen for this. 3-5 for Boyven. Oh my goodness, maybe I spoke too soon. Yes, Detroit are still at 4 defensemen. Pat Quinn out there again trying to rough the Red Wings around, and but Boyven's okay. 5-7 again, so right defenseman Boyven. Carousel, I like to say here, 624. Wait, I think I lagged there. So 648, we're going to say it'll happen from time to time. 168, we double check here. That'll be a shot for Boyven, who scored the goal, keep in mind. But Glenn Hall's going to handle this one easily. 4-6-4 for Mr. Goalie, and he'll hold on to it, actually flash the leather and freeze. And so we get a 3-6-2 here now. 3-6-2, and that is center. So that will go to Eddie Joyal here at home. 7-12 here, 110-5 for him. And the 110-5 for Joyal, the 9. That should be a shot. It is. Because, yeah, Murphy's defense is no greater. So 3-9 here for Joyal. A high range, but not that high. Worsley here, 5-4 to counter. 5-4 to counter. Coughed up the rebound. Pitt Martin here at 7:36. Martin here with a 6-4-2. And that is H7, double checking here. 4-6-8 equal to or greater than. So Martin will shoot. Martin with the 3-9. Getting a little closer. Trying to tie the score here. It's a 6-6 for Worsley. And that will go to Tremblay. So Rangers applying pressure here. 8-minute mark. They're on their feet here at Madison Square Garden trying to encourage their team, and it's a 3-8 here for Tremblay with the D7, double checking here. Tremblay also will be able to fire. That's a 4-11, though that's actually going to be blocked to 3. That'll be kicked up the left wing. Ted Irvin will get another change, and so for the Rangers, maybe come back to line 1, although I think I'll roll on Pulford's card. And for Detroit, Ted Irvin has to roll first. Oops, so 24 here, Ted Irvin, or Irvine, I think is the common, the announcers called him back then, though his son says Irvin. So it's going to be 7-7. Let's see here, 4-6-9. No, actually, that won't be. I do it a little differently than this. It's simplified, so that still wouldn't matter anyway, though, for Irvin. That's going to be taken away and go to 3. Left wing Vic Hadfield. Might make a video about that in the future. I basically just subtract 1 from whatever the center's defense rating is, and that's tilted. Let's re-roll. So 6-7 here for Vic Hadfield, 6-7-5 specifically. That is pass automatically to 5. So across to Gilbert, to Rattel, back to Hadfield, trying to triangulate, maneuver it here. 3-11-2 here for Hadfield, 3-11-2. And sorry if I get these numbers wrong. It will happen from time to time. For all that it is not intentional. It goes to Gary Bergman. 9:36 here, Bergman again, just try to go fast here. 2-3-3. And P1, so let's see here. He's going to be knocked off it, though, to 3 right wing there, Gilbert. And here to the 10-minute mark, Gilbert with the 6-8-1. Gilbert, rumor Montreal wants to acquire him. And Gilbert with a shot on goal, 6-8. So not for that, not displaying his best there. 5-7 for Worsley. And that's going to be another freeze and hold. So conveniently, that permits me a change here with a little greater ease. I can sort of breathe and change at the same time. We'll go back to the top line, and let's slot Murphy in there in the top line for the time being. Simple solution. Wait, did I have the veteran D out there? Oh well. If I did, let's double shift. Okay. So wow, that's short-term memory when it's trying to get through something quickly, especially. So it's going to be a 6-5. That is left wing here, Don Marshall, and a left wing Don Marshall here at 10-24 here with a 4-7-1 and 4-7-1 for Don Marshall. That the at. They don't have the pass bonus. They at Don Marshall. And 10-48 here with a 3-3 for Jean-Paul Parise, the 3-3, and that's just going to be play stoppage. Okay. I don't really need that because the 3-6, so we're going to keep that face-off roll. And 3-6, it's going to be center power play. We'll move that back. 3-6 center because I think that's what's causing so much tilt. So center, not power play because they're not on one. So it's just going to be home center Ralph Backstrom. With it here at 11-12 Backstrom, we're the 2-3-2. And it was a 2-3-2 originally. So H8 double checking here. H8 for him. 4-7-9 8. Nope. So shot for Backstrom. The 1-9 just barely in his range to Worsley. We look here to make a big stop. 4-6. And Worsley does it again. He's made at least a couple of them. So they groan at MSG and face off in Detroit's end here. Mid shift. It's going to be a 1-6 on the draw. That is left wing. So Marshall +2 to his end scores, keeping the pressure on 11-36. That's a 1-9-6. And 1-9-6 in the D5. Not going to be good enough, though. Right? D5. I don't... Hold on. You know, it's only the numbers. For some reason, I wanted to check and see if it was the D, so it's taken away. And I'm trying to remember the sequence now. I'm just going to give the puck to Ron Murphy of Detroit. And we're going to go to the 12-minute mark here. So 1-7, am I unfair to New York? Maybe. It's going to be a 1-7 there for Ron Murphy. Shot with a possible rebound. Could be especially unfair, but the 4-11, it's not blocked. It's not going to be in range. But we look to the red 5. It goes back to Al Arbor. And they try to clear with a 2-11. They will be able to. So 2-11-5, that will go to right defenseman Pat Quinn. And let's go to second line. Sure. And maybe New York will respond with the same. Okay, so here at 12-24 here, Pat Quinn. That is a 2-8 just before he heads off. 2-8 for Quinn. Don't take a penalty. No, it's going to be play stoppage instead. And so face off. Face off here, we get a 4-8. That goes to 4-8 right wing here, home. Pitt Martin. And 12-48 here for Pitt Martin. That is a 4-11. 4-11 for Pitt Martin means another play stoppage, actually. Is that, hold on, is that an I or a 1? Yes, no, this is play stoppage, right? Trust myself, trust my eyes that aren't getting any younger. So it's going to be 110. That is left wing here, home. Jill Tremblay here at 13-12. The 1-2-4 this time. 1-2-4 for Tremblay. That will be, he'll be able to complete the pass to 4 back to right defenseman. Jim Nelson here at 13-36. 5-6 here for Nelson. 5-6-6. And that's going to be shot all the way for Nelson. 4-8 though. Not a great one here. Worsley saw it easily, handled it easily too, but he's actually going to hold on to it. Those New York tries to crash the crease. Gotta be careful of that. Uh-oh. Got to keep that clean on the marker. I think we're going to 13-36. If not, maybe this is a 22-minute period. I don't think it is, though. It's going to be right defenseman here, Jim Nelson. Now 13-36 proper, and 1-9 there for Jim Nelson. That is a 6. Double checking here. No, that won't get through. So to 2. Center it goes here. Colin here at the 14-minute mark. And 2-11 there for Ray Cullen. I'll have to play this back and see if I did go 2 extra minutes there, like from 12 to 14 twice. Cullen here with a 2-11, though, 8. Double checking. Shot for Ray Cullen here over from Boston, and 3-5. Not quite in range. Getting a bit close there. 1-7 left wing, though. Frank Mahovlich in his -2 will roll us to 14-24. And again, I might have Murphy slot in for Mahovlich at times as well. Just making a mental note here to myself. New York needs a goal, so let's try to maybe lean on this top line here a little bit more for them. 14-24, 2-6 for Mahovlich is, don't get injured again. D6, so he's going to fire just before heading off is Mahovlich. 4-6, not in, whoa dear, not in range. And so it's a 2-10 here on Glenn Hall's card, which will go actually to opposition center. We will assume oncoming center. Let's give the puck to Danny O'Shea. And Detroit going to try to protect that lead here. 14-48, 2-6 for O'Shea, 2-6-4, and 8. Double checking here. Yes, that'll be a shot for Danny O'Shea. 4-11 on the shot, not blocked, but not in range. So it's 6-11 on Glenn Hall's card, which will go to right defenseman. Bounces back to Leo Boyven here. 15-12, 4-9 for Boyven. And that is 3 taken away. 3 left defenseman. They intercepted to rookie defenseman Francois Lacombe. High draft pick he was. How high exactly, don't quite recall. And Lacombe is forced to play stoppage here. So 3-9 here for him. 3-9, that is right wing visitor. So Bobby Russo +2 to his ends and ends only. I double checked that. Again, bit rusty here. 5-10-4 for Rousseau. And double checking as well. That'll be the shot for the man for whom I've named an award for overachieving previous project. And that's not blocked either. So 6-8 here in Glen Hall. We look, it's almost but not quite a rebound. Let's change. That felt like a quick shift anyway. So Detroit's top line. And again, maybe we'll enter Norm Ferguson this time. And New York's, we'll get the second line out. Yes, second line out there, why not? So it's going to be 3-8 here, 3-8. And 3-8 is going to be right defenseman. Are they? Yes, no, they got to change, right? It's time for a change. So 3-8 to 3-8 right defenseman Jim Nelson. That's right. So 16-24 here, Nelson with the 2-4. And if this is slightly imperfect, it's no less fun. Pass out for me at least. Pass automatically up to Gilles Tremblay here. 16-48 Tremblay here with a 4-7-6. And that is shot with a possible rebound for him. 5-6, no good. But the red 6, that's right. I got to re-roll that damn thing. That goes to 1. That's going to go back to Harry Howell. And Red Wings blue line scrambling 5-9. I don't think that's a clear though. Even 5-9. No, it isn't. Howell with the follow-up here, 3 dozen. But it's not going to work. Gumpersley here with a 2-11. And that will be frozen as well. He's not going to let it go. So it's going to be a 6-6 here. 6-6, that's right wing visitor there. We'll give it to Gordie Howe. I would say Ferguson late in the period, but Ferguson's at center. So 3-5-1 here for Gordie Howe, and that is an 8. Double checking here. Mr. Hockey shoots. And that is a 2-8. He needs a 2-9-4, so looking to make it 2-0 here. Over to Glenn Hall. We look here with a 4-6-6. Hall with a 4-6-6, great save, keeping New York in it. So through nearly 2 periods of play, we had 7 goals scored between the teams in the first game of the season. This one through almost 40 minutes, just the 1 goal so far. Leo Boyven unassisted. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, it's Rangers here. It's going to be 6-6 in their end, and that's going to be Howe with a bit of a bonus there to his normal number scores. 6-7 there for Howe, 6-7-1 to be exact. And that is a pass automatically. Howe's going to get it to right defenseman Bob Wojtowicz. Here at the 18-minute mark, Wojtowicz here with a 2-5-4. And that's going to be punted. So he's just going to dump it, I guess. We can say to be politer. And Pip Martin will have it here. He's going to tread water on ice until they change. So Detroit, you know what? They're going to try to hold on. They're going to have Danny O'Shea out there. New York's probably going to come back and try to use their top line, utilize their top line. 5-10-4 here for Pip Martin, though, before that happens. And that is an 8. So assuming they get the change in, we're going to give a shot to Pip Martin. 5-5, not in range. So 2 Gumpers. So we look 1-7. Pip Martin could have used. Worsley, however, he's flopped and coughed up a rebound back to Francois Lacombe. And can they clear? They can't. So Lacombe will follow up here. Imagine if we got another defensive goal. 1-12. Not quite. Worsley maybe getting a little lucky there. 4-10 for Worsley. And that's going to go to not to Tremblay. We're going to give it actually to Bob Pulford. They're on their feet at the Garden. And again, really trying to egg their team on from West and East Egg here to superimpose F. Scott Fitzgerald's fiction here late in the second frame. So it's going to be 4-6 here for Bob Pulford, 4-6. And the P4 double checking, he will pass it to, he's going to give it to Rattel, who gives it back to him last minute of play of the second period. It's a 2-6 there for Bob Pulford. This time shot on goal at home. He is at the Garden, not that Garden though. 6-7, that is an awful shot. 1-8 for Gump Worsley. Gump Worsley's going to hold on to it anyway. Anyway, 3-7 in the face-off, so that is left wing home. So Pulford will hand it to him again here at 1936, 5-11 this time for his sake. H8, he's going to shoot and fire again, 3-9, not in range. To Worsley we go here. 6-2 for Worsley. 6-2 for 6-2-1. 6-2-1. I want to say that's a penalty shot. I feel like I'm supposed to re-roll, but any shot, save and penalty shot question mark. If die equals 1 or 2, then that is a penalty shot. I'm pretty sure. I could double check it, but you know what? I'm going to say penalty shot. That's going to be a penalty shot. You know what? I should read the book. Okay, so I'm not using the shootout mechanism because why would I? But Bob Paulford here is going to take a penalty shot. If this is above 3-6, it's a save. If it's 3-6 or below, it's a goal. Oh, 3-10. Oh my goodness. It gets by Worsley, but it stays in the crease and doesn't cross. It doesn't go over the line. So with 24 seconds to go here, face off New York's end, it's going to be a 6-7. 6-7 here. That is left defenseman visitor. So let's see what Arbor can do with it here at the tail end of 2. It's a 5-7 for Al Arbor, probably a play stoppage. No, it's a 4, punted, but out of time is Harry Howell in New York. So after 2 periods of play, after 40 minutes, we still just have the 1-0 hockey game. And you know what? Let's start this line for Detroit in the 3rd period. Let's leave on who we have on, actually, entirely. So start things here for period 3 with a 6-7. And Del Vecchio is back as well for the 3rd period. So we'll get him geared up. And so what was that initial roll there? 6-7. I had that last period, I think. So 6-7 is going to be visitor left defenseman. Del Vecchio wins the draw. Gets, oh dear, I didn't put his card in the right pocket there. So they're doubled up. He's going to get it to, maybe it's the other one that's in the wrong spot. It's hard to tell probably anyway on camera. Anyway, he's going to get it to 7, what am I saying here? 6-7. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. So that's going to go left defenseman here. Gary Bergman. And Bergman here, 24 seconds into period 3. We get a 3-4 for his sake. Just trying to protect the lead. PF2, that's going to be intercepted, though. Shot on goal here for 4. So Hadfield hands it back to Harry Howell. Harry Howell with a 5-9 from the point. Not great here. Worsley handles that with ease. It's going to be a 2-10 here for Gump Worsley. And that will unfortunately, though, be taken away and given to Rod Gilbert, the right wing here. 48 seconds in. Gilbert with a 3-5-5. And 3-5-5 shot on goal if home. He is. Gilbert looking to tie there with a 6-7. That is an awful shot. Again, they're just not... they're not creating enough traffic around Gump Worsley. I guess it's a 4-11 here, and that goes to right wing this time in Detroit, Gordie Howe. And here in a minute 12, Howe with a 2-8, and Howe with a 2-8. That is shot of home, which he isn't, so the 3. Center here, Jean Rattel in a minute 36. Rattel here with a 4-8-6 for Rattel, 4-8-6. And for the team that almost upset and eliminated Boston in the 68 playoffs, for Rattel, that'll be coughed up and given to the Detroit defense there, and then on to Gordie Howe more specifically. You know what? Let's roll in Ferguson. Let's have Ferguson out there for at least a partial shift there. Right wing is right wing, damn it. So, line 2 we shall go to, and whoops, wait, 2-minute mark, right? I feel like I'm lagging again. Maybe I'm screwing New York, but 2:24 with a 2:6 there for Ferguson. I just automatically jump it 24 seconds here from time to time. Ferguson's going to have a shot on goal, and 3-7 for him, high range, but not quite there. So 6-4 here for Glenn Hall. That will go to Ranger right wing, Pitt Martin. I know, out of position. Spare me. It's going to be a 6-6, 6-6 there for Pitt Martin. Shot on goal if home. Martin with a 1-7 with the tying shot. The tying goal on his stick. 1-9 there for Glenn Hall. We look. And he scores. Pitt Martin has tied the game here early in the 3rd period for the New York Rangers. Martin over from Detroit, goal. Boyven with the first goal of the game over from New York. They've traded teams and they've exchanged goals here. We have a 1-1 hockey game, and it's going to be a 5-5 there for the time. We'll take the time first this time. So 13. I'm going to say a 2:37 was the time of the goal. And 2-6 here for the assist. That will be 2 assists. And we're looking 1-8 for that. So 1-8 for that. 4-1. So high, low. High is Tremblay. Low is Pat Quinn. Martin from Tremblay and Quinn at 2:37. We roll on. I think we'll leave on who we have on. Maybe Murphy in place of Mahovlich here, though. Just, you know, what if this were real and Mahovlich is a little banged up. So it's going to be a 1-7 here in the faceoff. That will go to home right wing. The goal scorer, Pitt Martin. They're applauding him. 1-8-3 this time for Martin. I was just going to watch him take a penalty or something stupid. And guess what? He goes and takes a penalty. So forcing a couple play stoppages there in back-to-back plays. That is the even 7. He does have a misconduct rating of 1-7. He's not misconducted. So he's just going to go to the box here for a pair. And terrible, right after tying it, they spot the Red Wings a power play. I don't think Detroit would time out it, though. Maybe Mahovlich will move to the point here. We'll have Mahovlich, Boyven had 3 power play goals. And for the Rangers' sake, Martin is in the box. You're not going to have Joyelle out there in the kill. So I think for them, because 3 sequences have passed, we go Marshall and Backstrom again. Although they also have Larry Jeffrey. Yeah, let's give Larry Jeffrey actually a little time there. So Backstrom, Jeffrey, we'll give him a shift, and then we'll get the top blue line out there for the Rangers. Again, give them a little added ice time as well. This is a little more also in lines with in the original 6 era, they would only dress about 16, 17, 18 skaters per game. So, or I mean players total, that includes the goaltenders. So they would only have maybe about, again, 15 or 16 skaters dressed. And so I do it similar to how it was done in that era. Yes, face off here in the power play, 4-9. That was the misconduct roll. 3-12, your 3-12 here left defenseman. So Cullen's just going to win the draw to Frank Mahovlich. I think I said beyond the point. Good at confusing myself, I am. It's going to be a 4-3 here for Mahovlich from the point. That'll be a shot automatically, but he's got to remember now D112, and it's not in range anyway. Sorry if I screwed that up and forgot it earlier in the game. Don't think it's come up, though. That'll be Hall coughing up a rebound to right defenseman Leo Boyven. And trying to clear with the 8 with the 2. They're able to do it, though. That will go to 5-5. That's going to go right defenseman Jim Nelson. And Nelson here at 4 minutes with a 5-7 rather. 5-7 shot with a possible rebound. And it's not going to matter even being shorthanded. I'm double checking that. The initial shot, not good. The 2, that'll bounce back to acting right wing here. Larry Jeffrey. 6-11. That's a terrible clear. So Jeffrey will follow up and fire shorthanded with a 110. It's not quite in range. A bit of an ooh there at the Madison Square Garden, MSG, and a 4-5 there for Gump Worsley. That will go to Detroit right defenseman there. Worsley broke a bit of a sweat there at 4:24, though it is Leo Boyven. Remember, Detroit's in the power play. It's kind of hard to tell. Boyven here with a 5-10, and that is a 5-10 to PF2. Should just be a pass automatically if I'm remembering correctly, and no time elapsed either. Power play right wing. We'll give it to Dick Sarazin. Hot pass in Sarazin here, and I had some other nickname for him that's, I think, a little better than that. Anyway, 3-7 here in the follow-up roll for Sarazin. And the P1, I'm just going to give an automatic shot. Although, no, it has to be greater than the intimidation bars, and it isn't. So let's actually play according to the rules, and we're going to give it to... Though center is vacant, so what the heck, Sarazin anyway here. I think I moved time this time. 3-8 here for Sarazin, and he's not at home anyway. So punts that opportunity, wasted penalty kill, right defenseman. And we're going to be back to a 5-5 here anyway. So let's get on the Rangers' second line here. It is tied, but the Killers are tired. Detroit will have to get their third line out there, I think, for once in this third. And, right, we're going to, pretty sure we're at 5-12 already at least. In case I jumped it too much earlier, I'm going to lag at 24 here. Anyway, 3-9 here for Jim Nelson, 3-9 in the 6. Double checking. No, that won't get through. That will go to 3. Left wing there, Ted Irvin. Here at 5:36. And this feels wrong, so I'm going to switch out here mid-shift. Maybe give them a shift and a half. It's going to be a 2-11 here for Ted Irvin. And 2-11 for Ted Irvin means it's a P2. Double checking. No! He's knocked off the puck. That's taken away by Quinn, handed to Lacombe. Here at the 6-minute mark, Lacombe here, the 1-8 and the P2, double checking the other way. He will get through. He's going to connect to Pitt Martin up ice. Martin here to a 6:24 before heading off. Yeah, we'll leave them on. And, no, wait, Boyven, he was out there for the power play. So we'll mix and match here a little bit. And got to remember McCollum's gone for the game, though. Detroit, let's go to this line, I guess. They weren't out there for the power play. So 4-4 was Pitt Martin's role, and that is he okay, is the question. Oh my goodness, I almost feel like capping the game for injuries, but Martin's going to be barely okay, I think. Even if he wasn't, that's what we're going with. So he heads off, actually, on the face-off. Let's get New York's top line out there as well. We'll go top and top. And it is 2-6. Been getting that roll a lot. 2-6, I should know it by now. It's home right wing, Raj Gilbert. Here's 6:48, Raj Gilbert. The 6:11 is the roll. Try to speed up here. A 9, that's going to be a shot for Gilbert. Gilbert 6-3, blocked. Or no, it's not blocked. It's screened. But it's not going to be in range anyway. Worsley with a 2-4. That will, however, go. The rebound control here is back to Lacombe here, 7-12. And 5-10, here's the roll for Lacombe. I don't do overtime. 1, so that will go to 1 here. Center Alex Delvecchio here, 736. Delvecchio here, the 3-7. And for his sake, 3-7. We look. Fast pass, and Sarazin's not out there, so Delvecchio, that's going to be taken away. 2 center. Fellow center John Rattel here, 8-minute mark. 5-6 is the roll. And for Rattel, 5-6 shot. For Rattel here, 5-2 on the shot. That's a 1-4 there for Gump Worsley. He will freeze and allow me to change with more ease. Freeze and change with ease. So let's get Baxter Marshall back out there. And I guess we'll go to this line for Detroit. And we'll switch out the defense. And away we go. So 4-9, there's the roll. That is 4-9. That is left defenseman, actually. So I'll over here with it. 8-24. Arbor here with a 2-7. And not a play stoppage penalty, a visitor. Ooh, that's a tough time to take a penalty. Arbor here with a 4-8. Let's see if he's going alone. The answer is yes. And not a misconduct with that roll of a 5-8. So Arbor here for 2 in the sin bin. And so to 10-24 he goes. And New York, let's see here. Yes, well, they're going to slot on. And they just got there. So we'll go Nelson and Paulford. And for Detroit, of course, Arbor's off and McCollum's done. So I'll assume that one team took a timeout and permitted the other, and so we'll get Bergman and Wojtowicz back on the ice, and then Detroit will go with. They don't really. That's one thing that Detroit doesn't really have. They can't really kill. So let's say Irvin and Rousseau will exclude O'Shea. Yeah. Okay. No, maybe O'Shea to take the face off. So we'll exclude Irvin. So Irvin, who was dual positional in 68, it's going to be a 3-10 here in the draw. So that will go to left wing. Rattel will win it to Hadfield. And Hadfield here at 8:48 with a 2-8, and that is shot for Hadfield. And the shot, because it's automatically no minuses factor in. Sorry if I missed any earlier too. So Gump Worsley with a 3-5 because that shot was not in range. That goes to right defenseman though, and I did say Nelson would stay out there and not Howell. So here 9-12, 2-5 is the roll for Nelson. And D8, he's going to be able to split and shoot. Maybe a shot pass setup here, 3-10 though. So Worsley will have a bit of a handle on it first, so something to say about it, and actually he's just going to hold. Handle and hold, so face off in New York's end. 6-7 is the, that's left defenseman. Visitor, Gary Bergman here, 9:36 for him, 5-2. And PF1, interception, shot on goal to 3, right wing, Rod Gilbert. Does he have the winning goal? Oh my goodness, 1-4, didn't I say that right on time? Let's see, over to Gump Worsley, we go with a 5-12, and that is a goal surrendered. Rod Gilbert here on the power play. You got to be very careful to take in this stacked league. You got to be careful to take untimely penalties. Rod Gilbert's converted here on the power play. The time of the goal here, 4-6 for Gilbert. 9 seconds, I'm going to say a 9:21 on the power play. And that is a 2-3, which is a pair of assists, as they normally are in power plays. And then 5-7 is going to be highest and second highest. That's going to just be straight then Rattel and Hadfield. So the gag line, all getting involved on the power play. And we have a 2-1 game suddenly here for New York. Pretty good veteran goaltending showdown, maybe helped by not great scoring efforts from the teams mutually. But anyway, it is right wing here for the victory lap. 24 seconds, Rod Gilbert to the 10-minute mark here with a 4-8. And Gilbert with a 4-8. And my father would get cross with Mike Sullivan if he did something like that when Pittsburgh scores and they don't go to their defensive unit right away. But 4-8 here for Rod Gilbert. And that's another shot automatically. 3-8 this time, though. Worsley was cheating in Gilbert's direction. And 6-5 here is going to be Detroit left defenseman. I'm going to assume an oncoming change there to Al Arbor. Bergman's been out there for a while, had a fair bit of ice time in this one. Let's go to New York's third line now. They have a lead to protect. And for Detroit, I guess maybe they're going to start shifting this top line a little bit more as I knock the camera around there. And let's see here. So 10-24, sounding every bit my advancing age, I think, with that and 5-3 there for Al Arbor. And let's see here. So no, it's going to go to 5 here, right defenseman Pat Quinn. 10-48 here, 2-10 here for Pat Quinn, and 3, that's punted. 2-5, left wing here, Jean-Paul Parise. 11-12 here for Parise with the 3-7. And that, do they have the pass bonus? No, they don't. So 6. They might want to work out something and get Sarazin up in that line somehow. And 1136, right? Right? 1136. Uh-oh. I've got to use a different pawn here. So 1136, 1-8 here for Ralph Backstrom. And he's taking a penalty possibly. Backstrom here, the 2-9. Makeup call. This is a smaller makeup call. And he's not misconducted, but it's going to be, well, I guess by default we'll go with these two killers here, at least for the first part of it. So here to 1336. And Detroit, this is really critical for them. So maybe we'll assume that other team takes a timeout here. So Detroit hoping they can convert on the power play. And this line's going to be fresh and good to go. Leo Boyven with Norm Ferguson will say manning the point. And away we go with it. 6-9 here in the roll. So center, home, I'm just going to give it the vacant road. Center, I don't, that's one area, I guess, where I just house rule it. 6-11-1 here for Del Vecchio, the H6. Terrible, terrible. Missed opportunity there. Don Marshall at 12-24, 3-8 for Marshall. Is that a penalty? Sometimes it is. No, it's going to be coughed up, though. Given to center, Alex Del Vecchio. And it's intercepted automatically here. 12-48 for Del Vecchio, 6-12 for him. 6 doesn't. D6, that'll get through. And New York should actually have better penalty killers out there. I'm going to make a, because actually I should mid-shift anyway. I should do something like this, and so we'll exclude Hadfield here. And Del Vecchio with a shot and a 5-7. So I know that's an awkward-ass change, but 1-6 there for Glenn Hawley's going to freeze and hold anyway. So technically, hypothetically, theoretically, they would have been able to do that. Face-off. And 4-10 here, 4-10, that is center. So Colin, automatically, I'm just going to say here and game it 13-12, 4-10 again, I guess, for Colin. He likes that roll. He shouldn't. He might be hurt. Oh, my goodness. Ray Cullen. They didn't stretch enough in training camp. They're not warmed up for this. Or the Red Wings. So, excluding Hadfield, but still a 1-9. So Cullen with a -2. This line is a combined -4. Detroit's just getting the snot knocked out of them in this game here at MSG. So they're losing more than the hockey game at this point. Like Toronto, they lost to Chicago and Ron Ellis for an indefinite period of time at this point. So I don't know. What do you do? We'll assume actually with a lengthy whistle there while they scooped Cullen up off the ice that Detroit can get this line back out there. All right, trying to be fair or at least equally unfair to both teams. Screw them both equally. It's going to be right wing here. Power play. Gordie Howe says that's me. And to 13:36 here we go to conclude that power play here. The 6-9 for Gordie Howe and 13. That's a shot. Shot on goal here. 4-8. Not even in the power play left in this range. Hopefully I've checked the power play ranges. Remember too for all of them. It's going to be 5-7 there for Hall. He freezes. And at this point, yeah, let's just leave on who we have on. What's 24 seconds? So 2-4 here in the face-off. That is right wing here. So visitor here, Gordie Howe, 14 minutes. Gordie Howe here, 5-10. And 5-10 for Howe. Oh, is that a no, it's not a penalty, but 8. So shot here from Mr. Hockey. That is an awful shot. He's tired. He needs to head off. Speaking of tired and needing to head off, oh, I really have to get going with this, actually. It's almost time to go back to work. Anyway, 2-3 here for Gordie Howe. So I'm going to try not to panic here, and that is 6, so he's going to have it taken away from him. 2-5 left wing here. We'll assume oncoming left wing here is Gilles Tremblay. Again, I'm going to have to be very expedient here. So Detroit will go with their third line. And again, not too much time to deliberate on decisions here. So it's going to be 3-8 here for Gilles Tremblay. 3-8, doing my best here with the conditions. Give him pass automatically to center here, Eddie Joyal. 14:48 we're going to say here, and 3-7 for Eddie Joyal. And that is a 1. Do they have any pass bonus at all? The answer is no. That's defenseman Gary Bergman here, 15-12, 1-7, and 1-7. PF2, they don't have that either, so pass up the right wing Bobby Rousseau, trying to create something here in the tower, can't. So 4-8 here for Bobby Rousseau, 4-8-4, and that's a shot automatically for the overachiever Rousseau, the 6-7 though. 6-7, even the dice are getting a little tired here. 2-5. It's a good tired, though, when you play this game, man. It's a damn good tired. I like the feeling that I get from this. It's a bit like a workout. 6-5 here for Eddie Joyal, and the 8 double-checking here. That'll be a shot on goal for Joyal, and 6-2. That is another awful shot, and kind of a story in this game. 6-6, 6-6. That will go to left wing, though. I'm going to give it just to Don Marshall here. Rangers trying to protect the lead. And I think you got to get this line out there for one more shift, though, for Detroit, as banged up as they are. We'll roll on Ferguson's and Murphy's cards if we can remember to. So 1624 here, though. 410 here for Don Marshall. And that is a D4 coughed up to left wing here. So Ron Murphy, as mentioned. 1648 here for Murphy with a 4-9. And that is an H9 taking away 1. Left wing here. Marshall with it again here. 1712. And 3-6 for Marshall. D7 he's going to shoot. Wow, losing my voice. So 5-9 here from Marshall. I'm the latest casualty in this game. Terrible, not in range. To 1-3 we go Worsley. Marshall could have used that. You probably heard that comment coming if you're listening. Anyway, it will be Norm Ferguson we will play here at 1736. I don't really care that he's out of position. These guys are all awesome. I'm simplifying it here slightly, ever so slightly. And Ferguson, damn it, stop getting injured. Oh my goodness, Norm Ferguson here with a 6. You know, I should cap the injuries, but I'm not going to. I should cap the injuries, but I'm not going to. And my better half is home. So we have a 6 here, 1 opponent. It's just a -1 for Ferguson. Oh my goodness, tallying up the injuries after this game is going to be just something extreme and amusing, and who knows what else. Anyway, it's going to be a 4-7 here, 4-7. So 4-7. On the face-off now. Wow. Especially distracting. Okay, so 4-7 here in the face-off. And love you no less, honey. So left wing here, that's going to be home. And Don Marshall with it again, right? 24 more seconds for him. And it's going to be 1:10 here. So the 18-minute mark, Don Marshall here with the H9. Another shot for Marshall, single-handedly keeping it away from Detroit, 200 feet away from the net. Even if not in range from the New York net, that is. 6-8 here we have for Worsley. Has he held on to it? The answer is yes, which will allow me to deliberate a little bit here. So the Rangers, again, I already assumed a timeout, so I'm going to go with line 2 to be fair. Detroit's going to come back with line 1. I was going to see the only uninjured line, but then there was Del Vecchio. So I don't think they pull yet because it's a face-off and it's in their end. And New York, I'm going to permit 1 double shift with the veterans, so... If that's wrong, sympathies between sorry and tough in the dictionary. Anyway, so 1-8 here, 1-8. That will be left defenseman. No power play for this one. So the visitor, I will assume Worsley's heading off there. I guess Murphy will be the 6th man. And so at 18:24 here now, Gary Bergman, 4-4 rather for Bergman for PF3. He will send it up to center Alex Delvecchio and I'm trying to think for elapsed time, though, 18:48. All right, I'm glad I double-checked there, no time sequence. I'm probably honestly going to do something at least slightly wrong at this point in the game again. I'm just really kind of pressed for time. I got to get faster at this game again. Anyway, it's going to be a 5-9 there for Alex Delvecchio, the 5-9, and so that's going to be a P5. So you know what? I'm just going to shoot. Delvecchio is going to take... Oh my goodness, Delvecchio with the 2-3 taking the shot, but it's going to be not even blocked. It's going to be screened. So to Glenn Hall, we look here with the 6-4 Glenn Hall, and he's made a huge, outstanding, literally probably game-saving save. So in the final minute here, Pitt Martin in the final minute here with a 3-9. Martin here with a 3-9. That is H8, double-checking here. That should be a shot on goal. We're going to give it to him. Martin here with a 2-8, and 2-7 as his range is barely out. Oh, wait. What am I talking about? There's no freaking netminder. So Pitt Martin has scored a damn empty net goal here. And sorry to kill it. So Martin with 2 goals in the game as well. Gilbert had the other on the power play. And so it's a 3-1 game here for the New York Rangers. Let's get the time. 1-4. So we're looking 5 seconds. I'm going to say at 18:53 here for Martin. And assisting on the goal here, we get a 5-9. So 5-9, that is, that's going to be a pair of them. So Martin from here, 2-8 is going to be high-low. Martin from Tremblay, I believe he had another one early in the game, and Harry Howell this time, actually, the veteran picking up a point. So face-off. We'll just leave on who we have on here for simplicity, if nothing else. 6-6, here we go. And that's going to be right wing here, right wing visitor. So it's going to be Gordie Howe. Here we get a 1-8 for Howe. They're only down to P5, so I'm not going to elapse any time. We'll leave it there. And Howe's going to get it to 4 right wing, so back to Gordie Howe. So this time here, 2-11 for Howe, 2-11-1, 2-11-1. Oh no, that's going to be punted. So right defenseman there, Jim Nelson, 1936. Nelson here with a 4-11. And Nelson 4-11-13. That's going to be another shot. Another shot on goal, and they can't do a damn thing about it. It's 4-1. This will artificially inflate the score. It won't affect New York in my power rankings if I started doing them for fictional leagues. But Jim Nelson has scored here. Time of the goal, 111. And Detroit's just going to surrender. White flag, put Worsley back in there. So 111 here. 2 assists on the goal. And 112, we're going low. So Howell again, and then second highest. Which actually, because Nelson was the shooter, the second highest is Tremblay. I think that might be 3 helpers and 4 goals in the game for Tremblay. Could be wrong, but again, Martin scored twice and Nelson won, so it's theoretically possible. 1-9 in the faceoff here, right defenseman. So right defenseman, Jim Nelson, final roll of the game here. Just, for it's academic at this point, I guess. But 4-9, yeah, no, it's done. Interception, but no time. So 4-1 New York, here's your final score. It was quite a defensive contest there in the early going. Neither team able to get a whole lot going, but again, I don't really have time to end this game proper, so I'm just going to end it by saying cheers, thanks, and bye for now.